Hi guys, so I've covered in numerous videos how farmers who voted for Brexit are now facing the consequences of backing the idea of cutting the UK off from its biggest market and its closest market. However, it must be remembered that many farmers did see the problems of Brexit before the vote and did not back what is currently seen as one of, if not the most damaging decisions Britain has taken in modern times. Scotland also voted against Brexit, but like other parts, it's suffering the consequences too. Things have gone so bad that farmers in Scotland are giving away vegetables for free to stop them rotting in the fields. A report from the National says that a third of farmers who produce brassica, a type of cabbage, will see the crop rotting in the fields because Brexit has brought to an end the pickers the industry has relied upon for decades. Farmers are saying that costs are on the rise in 2022 and production of the crop will shrink as a result. The managing director of the East of Scotland Growers Cooperative, which represents 16 farmers in the Fife area, told the media that producers have left about 1/3 of the country's largest crop of brassicas to rot in the fields. The total loss to the industry is estimated at about £1 million. The reason for this is due to the impact Brexit is having on the farmers' ability to recruit staff to pick the crop. The spokesman for the East of Scotland farmers said, and I quote, "Farmers are used to dealing with natural events. That's the way we're programmed. We pick ourselves up and start again. This is different. We have been let down by policymakers. We are feeling bruised. It has been emotionally draining as well as financially. We put in months of work to grow these crops. It was a good year and they look fantastic. Then farmers had to say to the team, we will have to leave those fields. It has been hard for everyone." He went on to say, "Some farmers put up signs saying, 'Help yourself,' and some locals came and took a few. Others put sheep in the fields to eat the crops, but it was a really expensive feed crop." A number of seasonal visas have been issued to EU workers, but the industry in Scotland, which is echoing those around the UK, says the numbers are far too few. Farmers are now looking towards 2022 when they will begin negotiating prices with supermarkets, which is likely to be difficult. Prices are expected to rise, of course hitting the consumer most, and the consumer who's on a fixed income are already struggling to make ends meet. The spokesman for farmers said that his members are planning to plant less. He also predicted a bidding war between producers for staff, which of course will drive up wages and therefore drive up prices. Andrew Connan of the National Farmers Union in Scotland said the British government was in complete denial of the situation. "We have seen how little Boris Johnson's government listens to English farmers. We can only imagine how much of a hearing Scottish farmers will get when they raise post-Brexit problems." Logistics is, as I've said before, the backbone of the economy, and of course it's harming Scottish farming too. Morrison's supermarket chain closed the biggest potato procurement site in Angus this year. That will mean Scottish potatoes moving to England for packing and then returning to Scotland, no doubt adding to the price. Wasted fuel and more emissions during the week of COP26 in Glasgow. Scots living in more rural areas seem to be at the sharp end of this also, when it comes to empty supermarket shelves. Due to the lack of heavy goods vehicle drivers, it means that it's more difficult and costly to ship products to supermarkets away from large town centres. These stores have to wait longer to be restocked, thus causing more shortages. Finally, Brexit is having a double impact on food banks in Scotland, as higher prices means more people are using them, but they are finding it more difficult to keep their centres supplied. The Scottish Government introduced the Winter Support Fund for those on low incomes last Friday, but this will do little to help those who are already struggling due to higher food prices. The sad reality here is that Scotland voted to remain in the European Union. If Brexit had not happened, we would have avoided the problems that we're seeing this year. These issues may convince those sitting on the fence when it comes to Scottish independence to pick a side. But remember, we're only at the beginning of Brexit. It's about to get much worse in a few months' time. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.